But thanks so much for joining us. This is actually a very interesting topic, and I was looking at the people that have signed up for this and want to change the presentation a little bit, especially what we're going to do is kind of tag team with you guys. I'm just going to cover the first few slides, and then Paul's going to get into kind of the tactical detail on how this all works. But the partner group thing has been something that a lot of members have been taking advantage of. And there's different groups. We're not going to get into the member categorization kind of thing. I mean, I'm going to talk about it a little bit. But there are what we call limited members that are part of this call as well. So if you're interested in looking at how you might better utilize TSANet, this might be a good path to do it. I always start every presentation really with TSANet with this slide right here. And I think it's important for everyone to understand that this is a not-for-profit organization. It was set up by the industry back in 1993 to serve the industry in creating collaborative support relationships in multi-vendor environments. And that's exactly what our charter is and has been. It's obviously morphed into a lot of different things, and that's where we're going to kind of talk a little bit more about another advantage that the members have wanted us to do. But the bottom line and the takeaway out of this is this is your organization, right? So what you want to do in driving your relationships forward and how you want to do it, if you can utilize TSANet, we want you to do that. And we do that because we have we've gone through the legal piece of this. We've got a legal infrastructure that makes it very easy for you to do that. We've got TSANet Connect now, which makes it very easy for you to be able to collaborate and have some accountability with your partners and metrics. And Paul will get into talking about that a little bit. But it's a real easy way for you to manage your relationships and your partners. We'll talk a little bit about how you can set that up and make all of that happen. So go ahead, Paul. You want to go on to the next slide, and we'll get into kind of the details about this. So this is when we started TSANet, to get a little bit of historical context here, right? We started out with the organization that we would create this big ecosystem, and if your partners were part of that ecosystem, then you automatically had a relationship with them. And that still is in existence today. It's called the Basic and the Premium TSANet. But what we found, and really the last several years, companies have really taken advantage of this, is the members came back and they said, you know, this big ecosystem solves the majority of my problems. When I need to get a hold of this company, I know they're part of the Basic or Premium TSANet. I know I have a relationship with them. We can collaborate with each other. But I've got something more strategic than that, or I've got a partner program that I need to be able to pull in my partners, and it doesn't quite fit the same model of this open group thing where you're defining there's a mutual customer, you're defining the SLAs and all that. I want to define that myself, and I want to be able to pull in those partners that I want to have a relationship with. And so that's exactly what we did, was we came back to the members and said, okay, you want to be able to use the legal infrastructure, you want to be able to use the TSANet Connect portal to be able to collaborate with these partners, but you want to define the terms of that relationship. You want to define who is part of that relationship. So that has kind of morphed itself into this slide that you see here, where we've got the solution support framework on one side and we've got partner programs on the other. And the real difference between that is that in the solution support environment, where again, you may define what those terms are of the relationship, you may define the people and the partners that are participating in that. It's more of a many-to-many group relationship where you all can collaborate with each other and within that framework. And again, you may define that there is no mutual customer. You've already defined that, but you basically within that group defined what that solution is going to be and how you're going to collaborate and under what terms you're going to collaborate with. The other one that has really taken off quite a bit is this whole concept of partner programs. So we'll walk through that a little bit. That's a little bit more of where a company is hosting it. But the big thing is here, we want you to look at TSANet as a relationship infrastructure. It is the ability for you to be able to use this as a path of least resistance for you to be able to pull your partners in. Go ahead, Paul, move on to the next one. So the solution support scenario that I talked a little bit about, this is where, again, you would have that little many-to-many type relationship. And again, you're able to utilize that TSANet Connect portal. So it may be that that you're on Salesforce and the other person's on Zendesk, or however you're deciding to collaborate back and forth, you can still be able to use that framework, and that not only the legal framework, but also the TSANet Connect operational framework, to be able to collaborate with all your partners and stay within that. So we're providing that method, and Paul's going to get into exactly how this works and how it's set up on the TSANet Connect side, but it makes it very easy for you to do that in a solution support environment. And we're seeing this is kind of the future of where TSANet is headed. We've got an example now of FlexPod, where we've got a solution that's out there, and we've got several companies that are participating in that solution, and they need to be able to collaborate at a very high level with each other, but the entitlement piece may have already been defined, or the SLAs have already been defined, and it doesn't work within that open group framework, so they have created their own solution support framework. And that's what we're doing with solution support. If you're interested in looking at that, we can walk through exactly how that happens as we create those networks within that environment as well. The other one is this technology. Now, this is something that really has taken off, and a lot of companies are taking advantage of this piece of it. And that is that maybe you've got a whole big partner network out there that could be hundreds of partners that are part of this. And you want to make sure that after you've gone through the research and development phase, and now you've got a solution that's out there, and this is just an example, that now I want to make sure that my support department has got a way to collaborate with my partner support department. And many of you that are on this call are looking at this as a limited member in a one-to-one environment where there's the host of the relationship. So from their perspective, it becomes a one-to-many relationship. But from the partner's perspective, it becomes a one-to-one relationship. So from the host perspective, what we did was we came back and said, okay, well, you can define the relationship terms. You can define who the partners are that are part of that relationship. We'll make it very easy for those companies to become what we call limited members. So a limited member only has a one-to-one relationship with the host company, whereas the host company now has the ability to go out and create these relationships and pull in their partners. And I would say in general, a lot of companies are really taking advantage of this, where we can go in and we've created the ability for you to have a landing page where you can come in and pull those partners in. We've got benefits where it's kind of a lot of co-branding that we do. And so we're seeing a lot of members take advantage of this as it's part of the basic and premium TSANet relationship. So I'm going to end mine. I'm going to turn this over to Paul. He's going to get into a little bit more of the marketing as well as the tactical side of TSANet in the partner area. But typically when companies get involved in this, they'll end up working with me. And just a real quick kind of next steps on this is to just get a hold of us. We can walk you through what it takes to get set up to pull in all your partners into your own little ecosystem or into a partner network. And it's a really simple process. We've made it very easy for you to do that. So Paul, let me turn it over to you and you can take it from here.
Excellent. Thanks a lot, Dennis. So this digging in a little bit more to the details around TSANet Connect and how it supports partner programs. Really the theme around TSANet Connect, and this is really the theme for partner programs as well, was to really simplify and improve the experience that members see around partner programs. And that's both the experience for a host hosting a partner program as well as a member joining a partner program. So we've made a lot of improvements in the area of onboarding and managing your partner program. As Dennis highlighted, there's a lot of improvements around, look and feel, co-branding, all of that. But probably more importantly, we did a lot of improvements on how members are onboarded. First, in the area, if you're an existing member, it's extremely easy to join another member's partner program. Just a simple single page with a couple of questions and you're connected to them. And then if you're a brand new member, that's an improved process as well, and I'll walk through a little bit of the details around that. But just in general, improving the efficiency and simplicity of onboarding members onto your group. The second area that we've improved is the limited member experience. I'll share with you, kind of the highlight of that, but we're really what it's focused around is kind of simplifying the interface for that type of a member, right? And again, a limited member is one that just has a specific relationship with one or more partners. So with that, they don't need to search the entire member directory. They just need a much more streamlined experience where they go in, they select the partner that they want to collaborate with based on the partner programs they're part of, and away they go. So kind of really simplifying how the limited member connects to other partners on a collaboration basis. So those are really the two high-level areas of improvement. If we go into the onboarding piece, again, this just gives you an idea of how that looks. So improvements as far as look and feel, that translates down to registration videos, co-branded benefits documents. All of that's been improved. But you can see also that just kind of the simplicity, right? So very short and sweet explanation around the program, and then really all the user has to do is put their email address, and we will understand what type of company they are, right? So as an existing member of TSANet, what membership level do they have, or is it a brand new company? And the system kind of walks them through the right path. So for example, if you are an existing member, you can see here, very, very straightforward. Single page, we explain what type of membership you have, and really just gives you the ability to select what type of which process you want to use for inbound on this partner program, and do you want to have it open or restricted access? And really after that, you just press submit and you're connected. So an existing member, the process is extremely simplified and streamlined. If you're a brand new company, again, we've improved this, a three-step process. You enter your contact details, you accept the agreement, and then you develop your process. And I'll just kind of highlight some of the improvements on each of these areas. So obviously, as far as collecting your contact details, some of this information is pre-filled in based on what you put in on the email piece. But this is just collecting the general information about you and your company. Then we serve up the agreements for you to accept. The payment is then associated around whether it's a host pay or a member pay. And then really the big area of improvement is setting up your support process. So in the previous system, this was kind of a blank slate, right, where the member had to develop their contact document, and sometimes that would be a bit challenging as far as what actually should go in there. Certainly, we gave some FAQs and some examples of what makes a great contact document. But now moving to TSANet Connect, where it's a transaction process, we just simply ask these questions. The user presses submit, and it creates the TSANet contact process for them. So the process form is just created immediately after they press submit here. So as far as a brand new member joining, they don't need to worry about what should my process contain, what should the escalation process be. These are just all required fields that it has them select. And then we do things such as if it's not the support manager that's doing the registration, so this is a new contact, we send them kind of a separate little onboarding email and process so that the support manager gets on board and then gets his team connected and using TSANet Connect as well. So all of that's really been improved, and we've seen some good results of that with the new partner programs we've activated so far in TSANet Connect. So then moving on into the host members' view of the groups and how they're able to see and manage those. Again, we made some improvements here, kind of really streamlined things. It used to be on the other site. There was a couple different places you had to go to really kind of understand how your relationships were set up and then how those relationships drove the process that was supporting them. Now everything's really aligned and simplified under one area. So you can see your list of your different groups here, and as Dennis kind of highlighted before, there's 3 different types of groups. There is what we call the TSANet sponsored groups, which those are really the basic and premium group. Then we have solution support groups, which requires a host, and that develops a many-to-many relationship. And then we have partner programs. So that is the one-to-many. So if you have these 3 different types of groups, they're going to show up in your list. When you drill into the list, again, you're going to see a very kind of simplified view of things here. You'll see, all the basic details around the partner program. You'll see what is your process that's supporting it. You can control access to it, understanding if there's default or customized SLAs that are driving the TSANet Connect process. And then you have your list of partners here, as well as the ability to control the documents feature of a partner program. So here it gives you kind of a very nice overview of the partner program, who's associated with it, and basically how it's all set up. So that's the partner program. As far as the functionality that translates into the TSANet Connect process, there's really two areas. One, you saw that you as a host, as well as a member that's joining it, can define a specific support process to support that relationship. It's not required, but if it's a different contact process, it should have some different fields, what have you, it can be a part of that. The other reason you may want to have a different process form is that you want to show related documents, and that's a functionality that's part of partner programs. So we see it more common in solution support, where, for example, maybe you want to show some compatibility guides or some information related to that solution, or maybe you want to link to a team site or some related assets or system. So that gives you the ability to do that within the groups, and you can see here where it just shows up on the process form as the partner is collaborating with you. So that's overall the improvements on the host, as well as we'll call it the general improvements as far as collaborating with members through different partner programs. So now I'll take a transition here into the limited interface. Not a ton of slides here, and that's simply because we've simplified it really down to a single page here on the interface as well. So you can see on the interface, once they log in, really the top part they can select in the pull down. It will show them all of the partners that they have a relationship with, and again, these are partner programs that they've joined. We also have an add partners functionality where they can search for other members of TSANet, request to join their partner programs, and again, that information flows in through TSANet staff. We contact the partner, try to understand what's the best way to connect them up, and that could result in another invitation to a partner program, or there could be an upgrade possibility within the TSANet membership level as well. But the overall theme for the limited members really simplifying how their team uses the system to collaborate with the partners that they have linkage to. So then moving over to the marketing aspects of the partner groups on TSANet Connect, and again, the improvements here, largely around look and feel. We've also, I think, have done a better job of really defining here's the best practices, and this is really what you should do. And we've had most members just simply take the defaults with some aligned graphics and stuff according to their partner programs. But we provide a lot of guidance here now as far as here's how you should set up your registration page, here's how you should market this, here's how you should align within your existing partner programs to make sure everything is clear and clean, and there's not a lot of confusion when it comes time to having partners register onto that. Okay, so that's marketing the partner program. And then just real quick, there is the different pricing components. There's 2 different approaches to this. First of all, if you're a basic and premium member, you can join any types of partner programs you want. There's no cost implication there at all. As far as limited members, it does depend on how the host is set up. So you may be required to pay the full price, or the host may fund you at a discounted rate. And then last slide here, hopefully we'll have a little bit of time for questions. As far as the process to move forward and create a custom group or partner program, obviously the first step is to give us a call. We like to have both the business manager as well as the partner program manager on the line, just so we kind of explain a little bit about how TSANet supports partner programs. Some of the questions might come from the partner manager. Some of the questions may come from the operations side, but it's good to kind of understand and get a viewpoint on, you know, what's the scope of the group, right? Is this for a particular product, or is it a particular region? Is it a specific solution, so that we can make sure you've got the right type of group? We really also at that point will set up the default group for you, kind of take you through, you know, what all the default documents are and look and feel. And at this point, it goes through a kind of a review process where we tune up your registration page, we tune up all the co-branded marketing materials, and then we assign someone from our team to work with your partner manager to onboard your partners and kind of provide that account management for the overall partner programs. You end up with a key contact on the TSANet side that's really helping making sure your partner program is a success. So this is something that then is ongoing, because obviously there's new partners joining all the time, renewals, changes to your partner programs. You have someone on the TSANet side that's helped guide you through any changes that you've got with your partner program. Okay, but that's really it. Maybe Dennis, if you get any other pieces you think I missed, or
no, if anybody has any questions, you can go ahead and put them in. We'll see if there are any questions come in. I'll go back and just emphasize what you just said regarding, you know, kind of the account management perspective on that, and really it can kind of run the gamut. We've had partner programs where the partner managers have really done a very good job about explaining what TSANet is, but sometimes they run into problems and they will just pull us in. And then a lot of times we also run into partner managers that just say, hey, just get a hold of TSANet. They're going to explain what this is as far as the tactical piece of what it takes to get onboarded into the system. And we end up doing, you know, just short presentations for them to get them to understand exactly how easy it is to get into TSANet, get the right people involved on the support side. Sometimes the support managers aren't the right people because this does end up being a support type mechanism. So no, I think you've covered it quite well. And I don't have any questions. We can kind of hang on here for just another few minutes. I would say, Paul, probably the other thing that you kind of covered, usually pretty easy to get this set up and running. I within a week or so, a couple of 3 meetings is I think about what our average has been, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, and I think as well, you know, if you're kind of sitting here wondering, you know, do I need a partner program? Again, you know, we're happy to have a short call, just kind of understand a little bit how you're managing partners today. Because I think in some cases, you may have an existing partner program and your partner program manager may think everything's fine. But certainly if there's bi-directional collaboration required through your partner program, I think that's where TSANet really shines, and it helps really kind of the support operations manage the whole partner concept as well.
Okay. I don't have any questions, so I think you covered it quite well. So I think we're good. We again we'll get the slide deck out. We'll get this recording to everybody for those that could not make the call, and for those that did make the call as well. So I think other than that, we'll let you have a few minutes back of the half hour, and we certainly appreciate you joining us. Thanks a lot, everybody.
All right. Thanks a lot.